Welcome, dear soul. You didn't arrive here by chance. You've been guided by something deep inside you to this moment, to this message, to this truth. And if you stay with us until the end, your perception of yourself and of the life you're creating will never be the same again. This is not just a video, this is an invitation, a gentle awakening, a remembering of who you truly are. Here on this channel, we don't just talk about success, we don't chase empty motivation, we dive into the spiritual mechanics of manifestation, the real, unshakable power that lives within your own consciousness. We believe, as Neville Goddard taught, that your imagination is God in action and that your inner conversation shapes the fabric of your entire world. In this journey, you'll discover that you don't have to wait for signs, you don't have to struggle to prove your worth, and you certainly don't have to beg life to give you what you desire. You only have to speak to yourself as the one who has already received. Yes, that's the secret. In the next few minutes, you'll learn a method so simple and yet so powerful that in just 72 hours, your inner world can shift so profoundly, the outside world has no choice but to follow. We'll walk you through the 3-day internal conversation method, rooted in Neville Goddard's timeless principles, to reprogram your reality from the inside out. You'll understand how your self-talk is creating your future, why your imagination is divine, how to align your identity with your desires, what to do in moments of doubt or resistance, and how to sustain this practice into a lifelong transformation. So, before we begin, take a breath, slow down, feel this moment. You are powerful beyond belief, and everything you've ever wanted is already yours if you dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If this message resonates with you already, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notifications so you never miss a spark of truth. And when this video is over, if something here touches your soul, share it with someone you love. Be the light that awakens another soul too. Now, let us begin the journey. Let us remember the power within us. Let us speak as if we already are, because feeling is the secret. You can change your life in 3 days. That sounds impossible or even foolish until you understand what you truly are. You are not your job. You are not your past. You are not your current bank account, relationship status, or body. You are consciousness. And consciousness, when directed with purpose, becomes creation. Neville Goddard said, "Your inner speech is perpetually written all around you in happenings." That means the life you are living right now, the exact circumstances you woke up to this morning, are nothing more than an echo of what you've been telling yourself, silently, relentlessly, every day. Most people try to change their lives by effort. They hustle, they grind, they fight the world, hoping it'll finally bend to their will. But here's the truth no one told you. The world isn't listening to your words. It's listening to your self-talk. It's not what you post online. It's not what you say to others. It's not even what you pray for on your knees. It's what you whisper to yourself when no one's listening. I'm not good enough. Nothing ever works out for me. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Those quiet phrases are not harmless. They are seeds. And your subconscious is the soil. Plant a lie long enough, like I'll never be rich or love always ends in pain, and it will grow, bloom, and choke your future. But plant a new truth, and water it for just 3 days, and you'll feel the first breeze of a different destiny. This is the 3-day reset method. Here's how it works. For 72 hours, you speak to yourself, not as the person you are, but as the person you choose to become. You don't describe your situation, you declare your result. You don't beg the universe, you command your mind. You don't hope, you assume. I am already wealthy. I am already deeply loved. I am already free, healed, and whole. Not someday, not next year, not after the circumstances shift. Now. Already. Done. You see, the mind doesn't argue with what's said in the language of certainty. It accepts, it adapts, it obeys. because the real battle isn't out there. It never was. The battle is in your internal dialogue, and that's the voice shaping your life. So for the next 3 days, you will become conscious of this voice. You will guard it like treasure. You will train it like a warrior, and you will begin to speak only the words of the person you are becoming, until the line between imagination and reality dissolves. Now, you may feel resistance. You may hear that old inner critic scream louder than ever. You may think this is stupid or this isn't working. Let me tell you something powerful. That resistance is the sound of your old self dying, and death always comes before rebirth. So keep speaking, even when it feels fake, even when it feels like nothing's changing, even when you're tired. Speak like it's already done. Because here's what most people don't understand. You don't become successful, free, love, abundant. You speak as one who already is. And as Neville taught, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. That's not a metaphor, it's instruction, it's law. When you change your self-talk, you are changing the signal you send into the world. And the world, like a mirror, reflects it back. So what are you going to reflect for the next 72 hours? Worry, doubt, fear, or power, conviction, victory? Make your choice. And once you choose, do not turn back. Here's what your next 72 hours will look like. You will write down your end result, not your goal, your end. Example: I am living in abundance, peace, and purpose. You will speak it aloud at least 3 times a day, morning, midday, and night, especially before sleep. You will correct every internal contradiction immediately. If your mind says, "But how?" you say, "It's already done." If doubt creeps in, you reaffirm, "This is who I am now." You will feel it, not just speak it. Feel the emotion of having it right now. Smile like it's already yours. Stand like it's already happened. Breathe like your life has already changed. This is not a performance, it's embodiment. Now listen carefully. You don't have to fix your past. You don't have to wait for a sign. You don't even have to know the details of how it will all unfold. You only need to speak clearly, boldly, consistently. Speak the end. Live from it. Feel it now. And watch as the outer world rearranges itself to catch up with your conviction. This is the way of those who understand the law. This is the practice of creators, not reactors. And you are a creator. So, are you ready to reset everything? The next 72 hours are yours. Make every word count. Now that you've committed to the 72-hour reset, the real work begins. This isn't about faking confidence. It's about remembering who you are and speaking from that truth again and again until the outer world bows to your inner command. Your self-talk must now become sacred. You are no longer allowed to speak as the victim. You are no longer allowed to describe what's wrong. You are no longer allowed to casually repeat old patterns that keep you bound. You are the voice of God within your own life, and every word you speak is creation in motion. That's why inner speech is destiny. Neville didn't say, "Think positively and hope." He said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live." So ask yourself now, who are you becoming? No, who are you choosing to be? Write it down, speak it, live it. If you want to become wealthy, then speak as one who already is. I move through life with the confidence of someone financially free. Money flows to me naturally. I am a magnet for wealth, and I use it with wisdom and purpose. If you want to become healthy, don't talk about symptoms. Don't talk about fear. Don't scroll forums looking for what's wrong. Speak health. Feel wholeness. Become the vibration of vitality. I am radiantly healthy. Every cell in my body is alive with energy. I wake up refreshed, restored, and strong. If you want love, real love, don't cry out for someone to come rescue you. Speak as someone already embraced, already seen, already whole. I am loved deeply and completely. I am chosen, cherished, respected, and adored. Can you feel the shift? This is not affirming. This is embodying. This is what Neville called living in the end. You're not becoming, you're remembering. You're collapsing the timeline and stepping into your fulfilled future. Right here, right now. And the mind will resist it. Oh yes, it will fight. It will scream, but that's not true. It will whisper, look around. None of that is happening. And you will answer, not with fear, not with anger, but with unwavering conviction, it is true, because I said so, and what I say becomes. This is the rebirth of identity, and it will shake the foundations of your old self, because your old identity has one job: survival. It was built to protect you, not elevate you. It was built on past experiences, past pain, past beliefs. But now you are speaking from your future, from your fulfilled vision, from the version of you that is already free. And that voice, your new inner voice, is the one that leads. So how do you reinforce it? Repetition, imagination, emotion. These are the three tools that will rewire everything. Repetition trains the mind. Imagination expands the blueprint. Emotion locks it into your subconscious. And when these three are activated, your reality has no choice but to shift. Not maybe, not someday. It will shift. Here's what you must understand. Your imagination is not fantasy. It is the workshop of God. Every image you hold, every scenario you rehearse, every conversation you simulate in your mind is creative power in action. If you constantly rehearse rejection, you manifest it. If you imagine being overlooked, betrayed, forgotten, that becomes your movie. But what happens when you flip the script? What happens when you begin to imagine being chosen, loved, honored? What happens when you imagine opening an email that changes your life? What happens when you imagine waking up in a new home, living the reality that once felt impossible? Neville said, "Imagination is the beginning of creation." You imagine what you desire, you will what you imagine, and at last you create what you will. So start now. Close your eyes. Feel what it feels like to have it. Hear your voice, steady, calm, powerful, describing a life that once only lived in dreams. I am living it. I have it now. It's mine, and nothing can take it away. That is not delusion. That is divine alignment. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are being. So for these 3 days and beyond, your only task is to be. Be the person who already has it. Be the one who walks like it's done. Be the one who speaks from completion. When challenges come, don't flinch. Don't retreat to old habits. Smile, pause, and remember, the 3D world is just catching up. Keep walking, keep speaking, keep feeling the end, because every word you speak with conviction becomes a command to your subconscious. And every command repeated with emotion becomes a new belief. And every belief held with faith becomes your new life. So speak again. Speak when you rise in the morning. Speak when you're tempted to doubt. Speak when no one else believes in you. Speak when it's dark. Speak when it's bright. Because your voice, your inner voice, is the first sound of your new creation. And when you master that voice, nothing is impossible. You are no longer hoping, you are no longer wishing, you are assuming. There's a massive difference between desire and assumption. Desire says, I hope this happens. Assumption says, it's already mine. And the moment you make the shift from hoping to knowing, from waiting to embodying, from chasing to becoming, reality begins to bend. Neville Goddard taught this again and again. Dare to assume it. Dare to believe in the reality of your assumption and watch the world respond. Because assumption is not passive, it is not daydreaming. It is the act of stepping into the spiritual identity of what you desire and refusing to exit. Even when logic fights you, even when people doubt you, even when results seem delayed, you hold the assumption and the assumption holds you. Here's the truth you were never told. Your external world is just a reflection of the identity you've accepted. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. That's why this work isn't about affirmations alone, it's about embodiment. So the question becomes, how does the version of you who already has it walk? How do they speak? How do they think? How do they breathe? You begin to embody those qualities now, not after the success, not after the love, not after the money arrives, but now. This is not about pretending. This is not about lying to yourself. This is about aligning your nervous system, your self-image, and your spiritual posture with the version of you that already exists in consciousness. Because according to Neville, nothing comes from without. All things come from within. So let's go within. Let's rehearse a new identity. Let's step into mental rehearsal, the practice of the masters. Olympic athletes do this. Billionaires do this. Healers do this. Artists do this. They mentally rehearse the end with so much clarity, emotion, and repetition that their bodies begin to believe it already happened. So what if, for the next 3 days, you rehearsed your best future like it was a memory? What if every morning you sat for 5 minutes and imagined yourself already living in your desired state? Not hoping, not fantasizing, but rehearsing, embodying, anchoring. This is the secret few are willing to practice, because it's not flashy, it's not easy, it takes focus, it takes devotion. But for those who stay with it, the results are supernatural. Let's try it right now. Close your eyes, slow your breath, and see yourself not in the becoming, but in the being. See yourself standing in the home you've longed for, running your hands over the walls, hearing the laughter in the air, smelling the fresh paint, the calm. Feel yourself holding the contract of your dream job. Watch your bank account light up. Feel the hug from someone who sees you, knows you, loves you. Don't just watch it, feel it, smile from it, cry from it, rest in it, and now say inwardly, I live here, I belong here, this is who I am now. Hold that state, let it imprint, and when you open your eyes, carry that state with you like armor. This is what Neville meant when he said, Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and continue in that assumption until that which you feel objectifies itself. You are not just visualizing for fun. You are planting reality. You are shifting identity. You are becoming the one who already is. And the longer you dwell in that state, the faster life conforms. But beware, the world will try to pull you back. It will tempt you to react to appearances, to focus on delay, to doubt the process. This is where most people break. They speak one thing in the morning, but by evening they've reversed it all, with fear, with worry, with complaints. But not you, not anymore, because now you understand. Every reaction is an affirmation. Every emotional response is a vote for a version of you. So when doubt creeps in, vote differently. When fear whispers lies, cast your vote for truth. Speak again. Rehearse again. Feel again. This is how you dominate the inner conversation. This is how you replace the past with the future, by choosing, moment by moment, to embody the end. Let them call you delusional. Let them say you've changed, because you have. You've remembered your power. You've remembered that you are not just a body, or a name, or a story. You are the operant power. You are the I am. And when you say, I am, the universe answers yes. So choose your next words carefully. Speak them with reverence. Let no idle sentence fall from your lips without direction. You are not asking anymore, you are declaring. You are assuming, you are becoming, and in that state, nothing is withheld from you. This is it, the final day of your reset, but the beginning of your rebirth. You've come this far. 72 hours of choosing differently, thinking deliberately, feeling consciously, speaking with authority. And now you understand. You were never manifesting things. You were manifesting yourself. Everything in your world, the people, the places, the events, is not outside of you. It is you pushed out. Neville said, change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Not you might, not eventually, not if the universe allows. You will. Because the law is not broken. It is precise, unchanging, immutable. And you are its master, the operant power. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait. The moment you assume and persist, it becomes true. So now your task is simple. Remain. Remain in the state. Remain in the assumption. Remain in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Don't visit it like a tourist. Don't admire it like a painting. Live in it. Let it become your mental home, the place you wake up in, the place you sleep in, the place you return to when the world tries to shake your vision, and when old patterns resurface, when the world demands your reaction. Smile. Smile because now you know. Circumstances do not matter. State is all that matters, and state is chosen by you now, moment to moment. You've stepped out of the waiting room of life. You've stopped waiting for signs, for permission, for someone to validate your worth. You've remembered that your voice creates, and not just any voice, but the voice within, the whisper of your soul, the quiet command in the silence, the internal phrase you speak just before falling asleep. That's the true prayer. That's the altar of creation, and it must no longer be polluted with fear, sarcasm, victimhood, or self-doubt. It must be pure, clear, focused, devoted. You are not becoming anymore, you are being. And in that being, you access the eternal truth that was hidden in plain sight. You are not separate from the divine. You are not waiting for God to answer. You are the answer. the expression of God as imagination in action. Neville said it best. Man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. So now, take full responsibility, not as burden, but as liberation. You are not a victim of fate. You are not at the mercy of chance. You are consciousness. You are the cause. You are the miracle. So choose your words wisely. Choose your state wisely. Choose yourself wisely. And then, rest, not in effort, but in knowing. Because when you live in the end, you don't have to force anything. You don't have to hustle the universe. You don't have to beg, plead, or struggle. You simply be, and all that matches your state begins to arrive. People will ask, how did you do it? What changed? How did everything align? And you'll smile, because the answer is both simple and sacred. I assumed it. I spoke it. I felt it, and I became it. That is the final step, not to manifest one thing, but to transform into the version of you that no longer seeks, because you already are. Now, breathe. Close your eyes one last time, and say to yourself with absolute certainty, I am. Not I want to be, not I hope I am, just I am. Because in those two words is the full power of creation. You are not watching your life unfold anymore, you are writing it. And as of this moment, your new chapter has begun. If this message stirred something within you, if you felt the truth resonate somewhere deeper than the mind, then this was meant for you. We invite you to subscribe to this channel and join a community of awakened creators who no longer wait, but assume. Comment below something that moved you, something you're choosing to become. Let your declaration be heard, and let the world rearrange itself around your words. And before you leave, share this video with someone you love, a soul who's ready to remember who they are. Because together, we rise. Together we speak from the end. Together we create miracle.